going to keep making videos about this subject matter because apparently they keep bashing the shit out of disabled veterans. I'm 100% PNT IU and SSDI combined. I've been a disabled veteran for 20 years. If you don't know the significance of being a disabled veteran for 20 years, type in the protections that a disabled veteran of 20 years has, and that's the reason why I am not worried about talking about any of this, because the Veterans Affairs can't do shit to me. Not to mention I have the protections of the 20 years for my service connection. A judge ordered them to pay me, so they're under court order, and I have 20-year protections. So I can get on here and talk about all this stuff until I'm blue in the face. My money is protected for the rest of my life. Basically, effectively retired. I don't have to do shit. I get 2 checks a month. I'm disabled with PTSD. PTSD with depression, to be exact. For 20 years. Then these assholes get on here. Then you have this YouTuber, Matt Walsh. Yes, I'm calling him out. Gets on here to bitch about 100% PNT schedule, 100% scheduler veteran. I don't know if he's PNT, but he's a 100% scheduler that's running for senator. So apparently Matt Walsh doesn't understand the difference between 100% scheduler and 100% IU. 100% scheduler means that you get the 100% rate, all your disabilities added up together with the VA math, you get 100% out of that, right? 100% PNT IU means I'm permanent and total. My rating is less than 100%, but however, due to unemployability, it brings me up to the 100%. Same paycheck. That's how I achieve the 100%, right? Signed off by a judge. So I prefer unemployable because that's exactly what I am. I can't work. I can't function normally enough to hold a job. And if that's the case, you want to be unemployable. The difference between the two, 100% scheduler, you can hold a full-time job making all the money in the world while you're holding down 100% scheduler. Yes, you can. But, and even if you're 100% scheduler PNT, you can have a full-time job on top of that. And that's legal. Completely legal. Where people get pissed off at, they see somebody that's 100% PNT scheduler with a full-time job, and their VA disability check is over $4,000 a month by itself, and then they added maybe another $50,000-$60,000 on top of that. That's not your business. The IU and SSDI have income limits. Anything above the poverty threshold, you're going to get messed with by the both agencies for working. So it's best if you're unemployable and or SSDI or both of those combined, is you do not get any kind of job whatsoever, because you are unemployable. You have shown both agencies that you're unemployable. You need to stay unemployable and stay out of the workforce to protect yourself. Do not do it at all. I don't care what that minimum work thing they say is. Just stop. Do not do it. Because you don't want your social security number coming up in anything flagging in their system. The other part. So these people are not minding their own business, and then they're worried. They're more concerned about what veterans have earned, because they either are not disabled enough to get the check that they desire, and that's not something you should be shooting for. Because if you try to get what you desire, that is going to colossally backfire. You need to get what you earned. There's a difference between desire and earned. If you try to manipulate the system to get what you desire, they're going to hit you with fraud, and then they're going to strip you of everything. Now, if you get what you earned and it's completely legitimate, you got the evidence to back it up. You see where I got smart at? I not only won my claim, I started doing documentation of everything that happened to me in my computer that matches up with the timeline of events that they used to approve me. I basically told my story, the exact series of events, dates, approximate time, the whole every the whole timeline. I have it saved on my backup drives. I have my medical records. I have the VA papers. I have my VA approval papers. All of that saved, and then the AI that I use, I save the files in my AI as well, through my AI account. So I have it backed up on my hard drive, and then in the AI that I use, the account lets me save my files there, so I can do a AI analysis of all the timelines and VA regulations and all that stuff, right? So you see, I have a little help with AI to keep the facts straight, making sure that the timeline is cohesive and all the facts are there, and there's nothing in there that's contradicting anything. So I have AI assistants to make sure all the details in my files are straight, and it's everything I'm saying is 100% the truth. So I have everything very, very well documented to protect myself. That's how you need to be when you win your veteran's disability. I've been a disabled veteran for 20 years, and I keep detailed files on everything, because when I won my disability claim, when the judge approved it, they wronged me so much that I had to document. Documentation is your best idea. Will be your best idea, because if you submit the facts, cohesive timeline, documentation, all medical evidence, all of it lines up, they cannot say that this did not happen. So you like how I won't beat the Veterans Affairs, the 5 years that I was waiting to get approved by the judge. Every time I went to the hospital with a PTSD emergency, date, approximate time, symptoms, this is what happened. This is where I went for treatment. This is I spent 7 days in the hospital at one point, so I put that in the file. 7 days in the hospital. This is the approximate dates, the dates and the approximate time. I mean, I documented the crap out of every single PTSD episode that I had, and I submitted it to my caseworker for the lawyer, and I just kept on doing it and doing it, because I had nothing else going on. I had a 5-year wait. I just kept on documenting the crap out of everything. By the time my stack of stuff, the medical evidence, my SSDI stuff, I had already got approved for SSDI. All that stuff hit the judge's desk. The judge said approved. 100% PNT IU, and combined it with my SSDI. Back pay alone was $78,000. The first, yeah, so I got $78,000 in back pay, and being 100% PNT IU, I don't have to save money. I immediately blew that out and bought whatever the hell it is I want, and like I don't. Savings is only for people that have to work, and they are vulnerable to layoff. That's why you save money. My life is very different. I do not have to save money, so there's not a savings line item in my budget. There's no need for one. If I want to save up money for car repairs or engine replacements or some kind of emergency like that, I can just stop my hobby, my voluntary hobby, for as long as I need to, and take my Uber money. I spend $1,400 a month in Uber, by the way. I'm selling my car in 2 years. I can take my Uber money and save that up until I hit the financial goals. And I even save even more money when I pay off the car in 2 years. I have a contingency plan and a secondary budget for that. See, the benefits of being a disabled veteran is you can plan years into the future, because you know the money is going to be there. A person that's working cannot do this. So I have a projected budget for the future for when I sell the car and shut down the garage. Added that back into the budget, and that budget shows me saving $2,000 a month for 12 months, and I can raise $25,000 in 12 months with secondary budget. and it allows me to do extensive engine work on whatever vehicle we have or whatever. So we reduced down to one. Going to be reduced down to one vehicle. I'm selling mine, and I already have a budget to factor in emergency engine and transmission work within a 12-month period. I already have a projected budget that's planned out, a projected emergency budget that has been planned out 2 years in advance, saved and locked into my budget file, and uploaded into my AI. A person that works cannot do this. Benefits of being a disabled veteran, and this is why they hate us, because we can do things that a normal person cannot do. I just give you a few examples of that. So they're constantly bitching about us and our money and our life, that we're trying to live a peaceful life, not harassing anybody. I play video games, I watch TV. So why are you harassing us? Don't you have better things to do, like your own family to raise, Matt Walsh, or a job to do? But you're harassing disabled veterans. Then don't let me forget about the Washington Post that wrote the 4 hit pieces on disabled veterans, on why we are fraudsters, which is a complete fabrication and a lie, by the way. And that's why I make these videos like I do, because they're pissing me off. They don't have all the facts. They don't know what we're disabled for. I'm disabled for military sexual assault. They sexually assaulted me 5 times in 2 years and damn near tried to rape me. I had 3 men make attempts. This is why I don't come outside this room. So this house is my protection. And then I further protect myself and isolate myself in here. And you want to harass us like we function normally. My mind is messed up. Okay, I have nightmares when I hit that bed there. This is my personal room. My wife and the dog have their own bedroom next door. I have to have my own personal bedroom, and when I hit that bed, I have nightmares 7 days a week. That's the reason why I sleep by myself, and my wife and the dog have their own room. I have serious nightmares 7 days a week. We're not faking anything. What these people are jealous of is our complete freedom, and the fact that we can completely isolate ourselves from the rest of the world. Once you achieve this status, there's no more bullying. There's no more harassment of any kind, because you control completely who is in your life. You can kick out who you want to kick out. I kicked out my parents. That's the first people that had to leave my life. Both my parents and my entire immediate family. Both my parents, my brother, and both my sisters had to leave my life. I will not help them. I don't want anything to do with my immediate family. So I immediately got rid of them. I created a new family when I got married. That's how serious I got. That was the first move to my mental health. Because now I'm not playing. Now there's no drama in my life. I got rid of the drama, my immediate family. And then I took it a step further and said the only people in my life is family, that my new family, and that's the only people I deal with. Anybody else does not have access to me. I order everything on Amazon.com. My wife goes to the grocery store on my behest, but everything else is ordered through Amazon.com. So I don't have to go outside to get electronics. I don't have to go outside to get technology upgrades. I get on Amazon.com or Best Buy, pick what I want, and I can just have it straight up delivered to the door. That's how that works over here. So I don't have to put myself in jeopardy going outside. Then I am selling the car in 2 years and getting rid of the garage, pocketing another $800 in a month. So now I don't have random interactions with the public, because I don't drive anymore. The car is still in the garage. I will never get in the driver's seat and drive that car ever again. The car's just going to sit there. Battery's going to die. and the fluids are gonna just sit in the car, and I'm gonna sell it in 2 years. There's no. I'm gonna let the registration lapse. I'll pay the full coverage insurance because I built it for the car, no issue. But I'll pay the full coverage insurance and let the registration lapse. I don't have to pull it out. So as soon as it's paid off and I get the title in my hand, I'm gonna have it towed out of the garage, sell it, and then come back to the garage and shut down the garage and take all my money back. That's how that's going to happen. So I replaced me driving with Uber. Now I have no random interactions with the outside world. No crazy people at the gas station. Um, I started ordering Uber Eats. So minimal. So if I need fast food, now it's Uber Eats. I don't even have to go to the fast food place no more. It comes to my house. That's how serious I am about wanting to be left alone. But that's how basically what my life is like. And I have earned this because of what they did to my life. But for you to get on here and tell us that we're defrauding something and that we don't deserve what our life, go to hell.